Hello everyone, welcome to the Patch Us In podcast. I'm your host Hamish and I'm here with the usual guys. It's Dom.
It's me, Dom.
It's Dom. And it's Hugh.
It's me, Hugh.
He sounds so enthusiastic.
I know.
He does. You bring him back and he's like, you know what? Yeah, 110% boys, let's go.
I was
Yeah,
trying.
I
I was trying to, keep it light there, which actually, it reminds me. I wanted to warn everyone. Sorry if I don't sound the same. See, I've been going to the gym recently, and I don't like who it's turning me into. It's changing me as a person.
Is that why you're wearing this cardigan and the
that's
slacks and you actually look like you got well rested?
That's just comfy cardigan, mate. But it doesn't have pockets, so I'm not happy about that. But no, but I've been going to the gym and I've noticed a real change in work. Like, I'm asking customers if they need help. I'm smiling and stuff like that. I don't like who it's turning me into. Like, it really does elevate your mood.
Yeah, it's that weird thing where all those things that people tell you to do, like drink water, eat healthy, go to the gym, and you're like, that'll never work.
Yeah.
You do it for like a couple of days, you're like, this is amazing, and you stop doing it.
Yeah. My life's totally different now. I'm not used to this. Yeah.
I'm not used to being functional. What's going on?
Dysfunction is
dysfunction. But you enjoying it at least?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I've always enjoyed the gym. It's just the motivation to go. But I'm going with my friend Sinead, so it's good having a partner to go with.
Yeah.
Keep each other in check and stuff like that. She doesn't know anything really about like weights or anything like that. She's never done that.
Sinead. It doesn't seem like the type she would ever go in the gym apart from maybe jumping on the treadmills.
Yeah. I was like,
I love Sinead, but yeah, like I don't see her as like gym bunny Sinead.
Nah.
Hair tied up and be like, let's fucking go to work, boys.
Even I was like, right, you ever used a kettlebell? What's that?
Yeah. Oh, Sinead.
So I was just kind of showing her two things, and she was like the old myth of like, all right, I want to work this place so I can lose fat here, and I want to work this place, and I was like, it doesn't work that way.
Your body doesn't work like that.
In a perfect world, But no, it's been fun, and as I say, I know it's good for me being in a better mood and stuff like that, but it's just
you don't sound like you're in a better mood now after talking about it. I should be. I'm happy.
Well, we've already recorded a podcast, so you guys have brought me way back down.
Better go and do a couple of reps.
What you're not getting, Dom, is the time he's spending doing the good things, he's not spending doing the things that make him feel bad, and he's raging about that. He's like, this is wasting my time. I can't get drinking or hating myself or like just looking myself in the mirror and shouting and stuff like that.
Yeah. So see, in fact, the other day we went to the gym and then went to see Guardians of the Galaxy, and then we played in the arcade in St Enoch Centre.
Oh yeah,
for a bit.
Was it X?
Open X or something like that it's called, something like that. But didn't touch a drop of alcohol all day. And then I was thinking, when was the last time we hung out and didn't drink? And I honestly couldn't tell you.
Wow.
Because even if I stay over at hers when we're drinking and stuff like that, next day I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that was interesting.
It's doing your body good, I guess. Just don't go into shock. Would be okay for that.
I mean, it's like when you do a good deed so you can be a bastard to someone. It's like I'm doing all this good stuff so that I can do more.
It's
shitty
karma.
Stuff. Yeah.
I would love that sweet karma.
Yeah, but what's new with you, Dom?
Well, yeah, just been started a new job away in another place outside of Glasgow. So it's like a home away from home, and I've been there for just over 2 weeks now, and it's reminding me of the first time I started with the company, because it's in a town centre where it's just the craziest customers come in and they say some stuff and that as well. So it's generally the older clientele you get in, and they'll just say really racist stuff, and you're like, whoa, okay. This is the reason why this country's gone downhill, and I'm like, all right. Anyway, do you want to top up your phone and go, please? I don't want to deal with this.
We could put £20 in it, but you might not make it. So let's just stick with a tenner.
I would just do that. But it's a good experience to actually start doing stuff that I've been waiting to do for the last year. So it's been good and motivating that way. I also seen Guardians 3.
Nice.
And have a lot of opinions of it. I don't know, Hugh, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Would you like to see it?
Tut, mate. Tut.
I'm going to go see it. I don't care about spoilers, to be honest.
Okay, that's good then, because I'm going to spoil the shit of it right now.
That's fine. I know it's the last one. It's the last one with a set crew, pretty much.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's not come back, boys. Like,
Yeah, but they're not his characters.
yeah, they are.
Well, not really.
Like, this might as well be a spiritual death.
Well, we'll get to Guardians anyway.
Yeah, but I've been just playing away on the Switch. It's been neglected for a wee while after Metroid Dread. I'm playing some Resi, and I was like, so I'm stuck with Resi 4 and that. But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is out, and
Is it living up to the hype?
I think so. I could go into like depths of like what they've improved on, what I really like, what it's not a perfect game. Breath of the Wild wasn't a perfect game, but it was a game that I put 100, at least 240 hours into from 2 playthroughs. And then obviously the one I streamed at Patches and Gaming on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Patches and Gaming.
Nice.
There you go. But what you can do, I think Hugh, you even said it earlier, what they've done with the concept, it shows that you don't actually need to reinvent the wheel.
No.
With this, what you can do is just add what works and make it better. Like the mechanics there's a few things I would change. Like they've got a mechanic where instead of you getting pushed up horizontally, they pushing you vertically. So they give you more distance rather than height.
Right.
Which doesn't help because there's a lot of places you need to go up high and you're like, oh fuck, I'm going to have to climb. And you went, oh wait, actually no, I've got these rockets that I can just attach to things and just blast myself up high. But it takes time and you need to be pretty like smart with like the materials that you have.
Quite creative, it's a creative game.
It's a very creative game. You can see kids probably that like grew up on Minecraft or teenagers that grew up on it as well that this is their jam, this is their next Minecraft or a grown up version of it, or
it's a Zelda sandbox, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's pretty open.
Yeah.
Which is a bit too much for my brain.
Well, I mean, like, because again, my expectations of this game is like, it's going to be the same game, but with like a sky bit. And I'm like, okay, I'll get to jump about and see what that's like. But what I didn't expect is that they've got caverns and caves on Underworld, under Hyrule as well. So you basically got like 3 levels of game. Yeah. And the characters are great. There's like some old favourites coming back. I know myself, like the Gorons and that being there, like they're all just like high off their nut on eating this rock meat that's like shiny, and nobody wants to work anymore. So like, what's going on? They're just so lazy. And then the Goron from the first Breath of the Wild game, like who was nice and friendly, he was a wee bit of a coward because he's like, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody, but he had a power where he had like a shield. He's now wearing like a luchador mask, and he's telling everybody to go and eat dicks and fucking get to work and stuff. And the wee kids are just like,
eat dicks?
These dicks are, I go and eat a dick and go to work. And he's like, no.
Hold on, Hugh, are you a Goron? Doesn't want to work, scared of everything. I've seen you in a luchador mask, but that was when I walked in on you. Like, sorry about that, by the way.
Not projecting here.
But there's like wee moments that are there. Like, again, if you're going into this expecting a brand new experience that's not anywhere related to Breath of the Wild, you're going to be very disappointed. But if you know what you're going in for, like I knew that it was going to be quite similar to it, you're going to have a lot of fun. Like I don't know how many hours I've put in the moment. I'm scared to look at the moment. I've played most of the dungeons, and I also did it on the TV. I've also done it off dock because I was like, right, okay, I want to see if it's going to be the same experience like it was with Breath of the Wild, where it works really well portably, and it does.
Yeah, it does.
It's really
pushes the Switch to its absolute maximum. Though.
Yes.
I think this is it for
this
what
generation.
we're going to see. Like Everton, if they're not going to change it, Everton now is going to be less than this.
Yes.
This is it for peak Switch, which is kind of cool. They started off with Breath of the Wild and finished with Tears of the Kingdom. Mate.
Tears
of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. I'm calling it Tears of the Kingdom.
Wait, which one is it? Tears?
Tears.
Yeah.
Tears for Fears.
I mean, the art style's still cool as fuck. It looks really good. They built off of fucking the map that they had in the first one instead of like scrapping it, which means they could spend a lot more time actually working on the systems instead of trying to create a place to use this sandbox.
Yeah,
they had the sandbox and they gave you tools to use it differently.
Yeah,
I have seen literal fucking figures made out of planks of wood with giant rocket dicks.
Yep.
Yeah, balls and stuff like that.
And some people are moaning about this. They're like, "Oh, this takes me out of the game," and you're like, "It's you don't have to do it."
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't do it if you
Yeah.
don't want to see it. It's not it's not like people are sharing it within your world or anything, are they?
It's not a realistic interpretation of the world. It's fucking Legends of Zelda.
Yeah.
It's people having a laugh. I think people, they get too precious about their games.
Yeah.
Again,
Especially Nintendo games.
yeah, you can't play that game that way. This is the way this game's supposed to be played, and it's like, well, fuck you. Like how to like I remember when I first played Breath of the Wild, and you know, when you kind of feel like you have to go down a certain path, when you're like, oh wait, no, this is a different game. Like I want to go over there and jump on a horse and go and do this and find this mission and go in there and find the fairy that's going to. You know, you don't need to do what I just did there, but you could go and do the main missions. You could go straight for Ganon if you want to, but
I think they found a way to actually beat this game
less than an hour.
less than an hour.
Yeah,
Which is pretty cool, but also
It's kind of a waste. It's kind of a waste, really, isn't it? Like,
well, it's the whole thing about you get so much freedom if you're that good at it. You can be
Yeah.
And I don't know how they did, because I spent the first hour kind of just running about going, how do I do this? How does this work? Like
when you were saying, Dom, about how they've changed it so you don't get as much like vertical height, I thought immediately like maybe they've planned that so that people can't just skip massive portions of it, because I remember seeing all the videos of people like floating all the way up and then going to the wee castle in the sky or wherever it was and just going straight to Ganon.
Yeah, I think it's more that they kind of went, like, people are going to do this anyway, so with the mechanic in the sky, you can go up, you can teleport up there and just drop from there as well, and land in water, without you having your paraglider at first, you just land in water, and you're okay, it just breaks your fall, I guess.
Yeah,
that's how water works. We're talking about gravity, yeah. It's like we were talking about gravity earlier, and Hugh gave us like a physics lesson, and we're like, oh, is that how it works? And I was like, yeah, Link falls into water, twink the Link in the water. Twink the
I've only played like an hour and a half, and I quite like it.
Aye.
But also, it's so open. I kind of miss. I wish I'd just go back to Wind Waker sometimes. give me Wind Waker 2, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll get to the end of this one. I never got to the end of Breath of the Wild. Too much, man. Too many things.
Yeah. I've not played it, but I saw a video. Someone was streaming it, and she like was on the map, and then she zoomed out, and I was like, "That is absolutely massive." Like, you definitely need to be dedicated and in the mood for a game like that to take that on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, you need to kind of like again with this, the mechanics of the game are solid. They've not really needed to improve much. The fusion system is great, where you can basically fuse anything to your sword or shield. That a lot of people have been finding that's the way they can get horizontal now, is that they'll fuse a rocket onto their shield. So they bring out their shield and they shoot up to the sky, and then they can just glide. And it's like, but that was built in by the devs to be like, yes, let's just do something like that. If they really want to go that high that quickly, let them just do that.
Yeah, it's good that they have the freedom to play it the way that they want to play it.
That's mental though. They're just like, fuck it, rocket to the shield. Let's go.
There's like so many mechanics that are like, it's insane. I did see someone grab like one of the wee minecarts you have in like the Goro places, and he fused it to his shield, and you can do shield surfing. So when he does that, you actually start because it's got wheels on it. You can actually start like skateboarding.
That's pretty cool.
And you can grind on that, and I'm like, this is. Wow, like I never would have thought of that in a million years, and now look at this now. And then I kind of, I accidentally just like, I was like, oh wait, I've got that there, and I jumped, and then that's how I discovered it. But then people were like, look what you can do, all these sick tricks, and I'm like, oh my god, look at that, fucking up and And then you can build your own ramps because you've got the mechanic to build if you really wanted to.
Tony Hawk's and
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tales of the Kingdom, boys.
It's pretty impressive, to be fair. Like I played the first one for like an hour and a half or something like that, but I've always been meaning to go back to it. It was literally just the electrics in my house were getting redone, and I was like, I want to play a game, so I went and bought a Switch.
Right. And that's because I remember seeing you mark that here, and she's like, I'm going to buy a Switch. All right.
It was like an hour and a half later, 2 hours. Like, oh, we're done. I was like, oh, right, okay. Go back to Xbox. Yeah.
Switch is good though. You should definitely maybe hack it if it's an older one.
It's a newer one. I think I just missed that. But
yeah, well, you're done. You're finished.
Or I could just buy the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Do that, loser.
I do think that this is like if Nintendo really wanted to, they'll probably have to release like an updated version of this if they ever release a new Switch.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
They have to now because it does feel like it does struggle.
Excuse
me, at some point. Yeah, because I think when we were talking about like games to play, and we're always looking at like for instance Redfall, we were talking about that's a main game that they were charging lots of money for, and they weren't running at it wasn't running at a solid frame rate. I'd be happy if that game ran at 30 solid, but it's the way the game feels. If the game doesn't feel great, then it doesn't matter if it was running at 120 frames per second. It just feels like shit.
Yeah.
This game's locked at 30, but I can sit and play this game for hours.
Yeah.
It's not about...
Is this game 30?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah. I'm sure it's 30. I'm sure it's locked at 30.
Bet it's not even 1080 either.
No.
It's not even full HD. But this motherfucker's 720p.
Yeah.
Hugh's changing his mind about playing it now.
Nah, I'm a fucking snob now here.
No, but the main thing is...
Thousands.
The main thing is that the game works, and you don't see like the withdrawals from it because the game has had its time to be developed to work well, and then you have all these other people who come out and overpromise. Like obviously we've all seen the news there as well, but yeah, it's been a fun couple of weeks just enjoying this game, enjoying the experience, and getting back into a game series that when I streamed, I really enjoyed because that, like, you know, again, Breath of the Wild's has been one of my favorite games for a while when the Switch first came out, and to have it like basically with this new DLC, you could essentially look at, but it's not really because it's like they've changed a lot of mechanics and stuff.
I think it looks better as well.
Yeah, it runs a lot better. You do get your slowdown when there's too many enemies and you're attacking them all with all these new weapons and grenades and stuff like that, but
I need that. I'm not very good.
The story itself as well, at least it's something that's new as well.
Well, this is new. Ganon's back.
Sexy Ganon's back.
This time he's sexy, aye.
How is he sexy?
6-pack sandwich.
Alright, okay.
Got that V-taper.
What did Rick and Morty call it again?
Why is he walking about topless?
What would you know if you had a V-taper?
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Question withdrawn.
He just fucking smack talks Link, fucks him up, and then just fucks off, and you're like,
So he's like a Chad Gannon, like Channing.
Channing Tatum.
Ganon's always been a Chad, man.
Yeah.
Every game he's just like, fuck you, Link.
Yeah, you little bitch. It's Triforce of Power. Right in his Twinkie face. Stealing the princess. What is this, fucking Mario?
I'd love to see again in Bowser like rap battle or something. Like, you're such a bitch. You're stealing my whole flow. Like, I steal the princess.
That's my shit.
Miyamoto doesn't have a lot of fucking scope for his imagination, does
No.
he? Like, so what's the story of Zelda? Right, so this bad guy steals the princess. Wait, that sounds familiar. So what's the story of Mario? Well, the bad guy steals the princess.
The bad guy kidnaps the princess.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Sold.
One's a big like dinosaur turtle thing, and one is a big pig. Like,
Why only different?
Yeah, exactly. Pig, turtle.
Yeah.
So, aye, Miyamoto, get some new material, man.
But you're enjoying that. Anything else that you've been up to?
Again, I watched all of the Auntie Donna coffee talk. I don't know if anyone's seen that. I was talking about Auntie Donna maybe when it came out on Netflix during lockdown. It's 3 Australian comedians that are...
No, I do remember.
Your boy Homelander was in an episode as well. Like, it was...
I hate that guy.
Do you? You hate the actor?
No, Anthony Starr. No, I quite like Anthony Starr. I like the fact that he battled that guy in Spain as well.
Jeez.
Right when he was getting famous, he decided to have a breakout moment.
He was just like in character.
Just fucking turn a guy in a pub or something.
Just a bit of method acting.
Didn't know that. But
That was probably annoying him. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Aye,
Are you
no,
sure it wasn't you, Hugh?
I would never get beat off him, mate.
You tuck and roll. Bab and weave.
Aye. Like, even if I was getting beat, I'd still be calling her like, you're such a bitch.
Can you sign this, please?
Sign my
use my blood.
I know this guy that loves you, right? You're a loser. That's why I hate you. Well, why'd you hate me? Because Hamish likes you.
Who's Hamish?
It's a whole thing. You should listen to our podcast.
As he's hitting me.
But it's like it's just it's a short comedian show, Australian government funded, and they basically three guys open up a coffee shop, and it's just like nonsense for it. Worth a watch. Me and Andrew managed
Silly
to finish it in a couple of
Australians.
I
nights.
have an idea, boys.
What's your idea, Hugh?
Let's open up a coffee shop.
No.
Oh, but we're not funny. We're funny looking. That's why we do a podcast, so we can hide our shame.
Yeah.
Or we open a bar.
Oh,
We've been saying that for like at least 15 years, mate.
But the problem is we've been drinking at a bar when we do it, and then we're like,
what are you buying?
it's much better to just be in the bar.
Yeah, you don't want to work bars. I've worked bars, man. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Busy bars.
That is a bit of a pain, yeah.
Oh, you've done bar work as well, haven't you?
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
I would never do that. I don't like people. I also don't like pouring drinks.
Way past your bedtime as well.
Yeah, no, mate, I've been going to bed at like 10:30 every night now. Like, no, you're laughing, right? But see, if I'm a
Old man.
A big boy.
child. I'm a big baby, right? See if I don't get my like 7, 8 hours, right? I'm a cranky bitch.
That's what's been going wrong all these years, well.
I've never been a great sleeper, right?
Yeah.
Hamish, what
Well,
we need to do is we need to grab that bit of Hugh says that he's a big baby. So anytime we hear it, and we have, I'm a big baby.
Mate, like, sleep is super important, Hamish. You know how you earlier were talking about how happy you are when you go to the gym and that, right?
Yeah.
But sleep's involved in there, right? See if you don't, like, I remember being in my 20s, right? You just remember that? It was a long time ago for us, right?
Mm.
That shit was wild. We used to stay up so late.
Yeah. 11 o'clock? Half 11?
So, like, I had this conversation with Sinead, like, the other day. I was like, I'll need to start telling the lads that we'll need to start playing Call of Duty at, like, 4 in the day. So we can finish at, like, 10, 11 and then go to bed. Because, see, if we stay up to, like, 12, 1, I'm done the next day.
Yeah.
Like, like, I'm such an old man and a baby. It moves my routine. I'm totally done the next day, and then I'm cranky, and then it ruins like 4 or 5 days after that. Well, I try and get back into that routine, and then I go, let's play games again, and then I stay up late again. You know who I blame?
Perpetual
Do you know who I
cycle.
blame?
Ross. Friend of the podcast,
Friend of the
Ross.
podcast,
Yeah.
Ross.
Why do you blame him?
Because he's always like, hey, do you want to play games?
And
You could
don't,
always say,
yeah, you don't have
Yeah,
the spine to be like, nah, I can't tonight,
You
mate.
guys don't get it, right?
Don't worry, I'll play him this clip, and I'll be like, Hugh's a big baby, and Ross will be like,
Do you know why I know you'll never play him this clip?
Why?
Because he'll never listen to this podcast.
Oh no, I'll get the clip and then play it to
But
him.
he doesn't like you.
Oh right, okay, I forgot about that.
He's when you say friend of the podcast, he's friend of Hamish and Hugh.
Ah, right.
See,
That's not true.
That was really hurtful.
Yeah,
but okay.
that was me.
Well, you were trying to be helpful to me.
Was it? I was just telling truth bombs.
But like, aye,
He was just quoting you, saying that you're a big baby.
like, I'm going to suckle back. I'm gonna suckle back.
Circle back to the baby comment.
We need to start playing games earlier.
I thought he was going to say something else with the baby, but I was like,
No. Like, oh, is it my turn to talk?
Yeah.
Are you done,
Yeah,
Dom?
I'm done,
Are you
yeah.
good?
Are you
Yes.
done?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
done?
done because like Hugh's obviously taken over, so yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Hugh, what have you been up to lately, apart from going to bed early?
Lads, I am now the proud owner of a nephew.
Oh, congrats,
I'm an uncle.
Uncle Hugh.
I
Legitimately, or did
Yeah,
you like
yeah, yeah.
find a baby?
Jason somehow convinced a woman to have his kid. We all know Jason. He farted on Dom's mic.
Yes, remember that?
Yeah.
He is the one that comes on the podcast, talks, and then he disappears because he's not interested in hearing what we've got to say.
Great podcast material.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he wants to come back on for one of the Resident Evil ones, which I'm kind of into because we get bored of talking about the
Shit
the
films.
shit film. We need someone else to come in and go, guys, how shit is that film?
Yeah, what's that, Jason?
So he had a giant baby. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Helen had the giant baby.
Helen had the baby. And,
Jesus.
it was £9.10, which is pretty big.
It's a big,
Yeah, it's
that's
up,
a big
it's up there,
baby.
yeah.
It's a big boy, man. Like, I was holding him, my arm was getting tired.
It's because
You know,
you're
yeah, I lift a lot of weights before you said him.
you're a big baby and an old man, mate.
Old man baby.
You're a Benjamin Button.
But it's nice. It's weird, right? See someone's pregnant, you're like, oh, that'd be nice when the baby comes. But you actually have no idea how different. You don't realise it until you're holding it. You're like, whoa,
Yeah.
this wee guy, he's smelly. What the fuck? Nah. Jason texts me. He's like, when the fuck did no one warned me how much Wayne's shit? And I'm like, Dad warned you
Aye,
when he moaned about you.
that's like the first thing that everyone tells you. Like, you know, like you're not going to sleep again, and you're going to be cleaning up shit for the next 8 years.
Right, so my little rant about sleep there, right, is amateur shit compared to Jason's sleep requirements.
Yeah.
Jason is a brown bear.
Aye, I was just about to say, he doesn't sleep, he hibernates.
He needs 10, 12 hours sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to handle this. He's going to have to, obviously. Everybody has to, who has kids has to handle this situation.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Helen, because she's going to have to deal with that big grump.
Mm.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I've been getting sent a lot of videos. Helen's been sending me videos of Jason watching Dragon Ball Z with him, and his wee face is just all screwed up. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Good. He's anti-weeb. He's on the right path.
He's getting trained early.
Anti-weep.
He's already too big for newborn clothes and stuff like that. So we went out and we got him some new clothes. It's weird. It's like you're trying to dress up I want him to be. I want him to like this shit. I don't want him to wear my football tops. I want it's
a wee Man U City or Man U top and stuff. Yeah,
like those parents that put their kids into, you know, like those wee fashion shows and stuff like that. Force it on them. Yeah.
Well, it's cool. I'm really glad I don't have to be around when he's getting changed or he's crying.
Yeah, you can get all the good stuff. Like you can be the fun uncle, but not the responsible parent.
I'll be the Funko. The fun uncle who turns up in his sports car like, whoa, what's everybody up to? Here's some money, and then I'll fuck off. Oh, no money. He's getting no money.
I was going to say that then you'll drive back and be like, actually, I need that for petrol.
So how expensive it is to drive a sports car?
Final Fantasy 19's coming out soon, so...
I need to buy it 4 times.
Not play it.
Oh, I'll play Final Fantasy.
Eventually.
That's been crazy. That's been kind of life events. That's pretty big.
Yeah,
it's the first.
That's the first in your family as well. Yeah,
we've had in the family in a while since Cameron, and she was a nightmare. So that was
fingers crossed for this one.
So there's a ton of that monster.
That's so mean.
She doesn't listen to this, Dawn.
That's true.
She's got a rival fucking radio show on mainstream radio. Mainstream radio, boys. She plays things like Taylor Swift and that.
Nice.
He was his eyes just lit up a little bit.
They give that one a listen.
But the baby in the family, big event. Bigger event though, lads. Bigger event.
Okay.
We got a new telly. I hope people listen to this.
Man, there's so many clippable things in this. He's a big baby.
If Helen hears this, she's going to batter me. Man.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Yeah, so...
I'm going to beat you with her 9-pound baby.
You know the Cat Williams sketch where he's talking about Shaq's baby? And he's like, I go to this birthday party and this baby's looking me right in the eye. This kid's going to be... This kid's going to be that, man. You'll be walking into his 3rd birthday and he'll be like, alright. Anyway.
So your television.
My television. I think I moaned about it quite a lot. My Samsung 4K TV that I had in my living room was slowly dying, and Sinead was refusing to release my funds to buy a new one.
Release your funds.
Well, I have control over my money, but I don't have control over her moods. So, she didn't want to buy a new TV unless that one was dead.
Yeah.
She's like, there's no point. And I'm like, look, Sinead, you don't get this.
There's levels to this shit.
I know, people embarrass me. They've got tellies that are way better than mine now. And she's like, who gives a fuck? And I'm like, me, I care. So the telly was on its way out for a while. It had big purple blotches.
Yeah.
With a backlight issue with some blue pixels, which was a big Samsung problem, but Samsung were like, oh, that has nothing to do with us.
Sucks to be you.
It turns out that's just our TVs, but we're going to do absolutely nothing about it. So I researched TVs, obviously. We're big nerds here. We all go on Google, don't we, and go, what is the best TV?
Yeah. Just click that first option. That's researched.
Number 1. So I got 2 options. It was a Samsung No, because I won't buy a Samsung. It's a Sony A95K Bravia.
Mm-hmm.
£3,000 nearly if you want the 65-inch one. Like, absolutely top of the range, everything, OLED, fastest pixel responses, but like, you know, like all of the fucking requirements
benchmarks
to the
and stuff,
top, right, to the top. It's also a lot of money. Then I looked at LG.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at the C2,
Yeah.
which is their top of the range model, and that's a little bit cheaper, and it's nearly as good as that one.
Mm.
And see, when I'm talking these TVs, right, it's probably unnoticeable. It's not unnoticeable. It's not noticeable to normies, if you know what I mean. People who are just looking for a nice picture on the telly.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is only stuff that us kind of like nerds kind of look at. Oh, right, okay, how deep's the blacks? How HDR is the HDR? And blah blah blah. How many hertz does it go up to? Is it 120 hertz? Is it 100? Like, I'm talking at a level where, like, you know, it's small fucking differences. Those two were at my price range because we decided on a price range and I wasn't allowed to go above it.
Rookie mistake. You look up the one that you want. You know, say that's 1,200, and then you're like, you know, I mean, you'd really need to spend about 1,600 for a good television, you know, and then she's like, that's way too much, and then you go, I suppose I could get this one. It's not as good. It's only 1,200. You know, that's
she knows
haggling 101, mate.
She knows my games. She's been around the block with me before. She knows these tactics. She was like,
that is it.
like, she's like, don't like go too much for it because there's no point.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, to a point, she's correct, but at the same time, it's like if you,
returns on it.
yeah, you just want to make sure you got a TV that's future proof for a lot of things. Like, because again, you're only use it for everything. It's not a case of just for gaming. It's going to be used for films and stuff like that as well.
We're big on we've stopped really going to cinema as much because it was becoming quite expensive.
Yeah,
And the cinema's quite far away for us, and we were like, that's a lot of time. So let's spend more time watching films in the house. So a TV for gaming and movies is what we want.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a bit of a balance there.
Yeah.
So I went for the LG because I checked all the reviews. They're really fucking good LG
Good choice,
reviews.
I'd say.
I got a CS, so LG made like one of the best TVs ever. I suppose it's C1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's on any other list. C1's like one of the best TVs ever made, but they made so many panels. They couldn't sell them all.
Yeah, there was quite a lot. Like, it was
overflow
format, and again, I think it was when they were during COVID and stuff. Yeah, so
because people were buying tellies during COVID.
Yeah.
the World Cup was on, and it was like everyone was going nuts. When the shop I was working in was inside an Argos, and it was like the amount of tellies you just seen flying by, all the LG.
Just throwing them out.
They're just getting them out. We don't want them. Get them out of here.
So the CS is the C1 panel with the C2's processor.
Basically, it's like the way to look at it would be like a hybrid phone, like an XR or something that iPhone would do or Samsung would do with their, again, coming from the phone guy, or a PlayStation 4 Slim.
It's a
like
sensible decision, Taylor.
Yeah.
You know, you want a higher range one, but you want this, you know, like, let's not go crazy here.
You want the HDR and you want the Dolby Atmos and
Dolby
you want that kind of feel, but you don't want to spend the extra £700 to get like, I don't know, like the little bit of extra sound and that, like little like slice of life, like improvement of life ones. You're like, I don't really need that, but
it would satisfy. I don't know if you do this as well, right? But like, see when you look at the specs or something, and like there's like, say the number goes up to 100, and one telly's got like 95, and one telly's got 80, and you're like, how much difference is that? 15 points there, like, and your stupid nerd brain does this. Oh, that's going to make a lot of difference.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, like,
when you actually see it, it doesn't. Especially because you are getting older and you need glasses now.
I do actually need glasses for screens, but I think that's got a lot to do with staring at too many fucking screens.
Yeah.
I need glasses.
So you probably won't even notice anyway. You know?
Honestly, I'm just like, as you've got to go in here, right?
You break him down now.
Difference.
I'm hitting him with the old man stuff. I'm about to hit him with some more baby stuff as well.
The OLED, by the way.
Yeah.
Like fucking like, I can't believe I never bought an OLED before. It makes an unbelievable difference.
Yeah.
To just picture clarity and colour.
Yeah.
Do the colours really pop, like when you watch Peppa Pig and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. See, that's a baby bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
but
nice.
we mentioned we were watching fucking 240p cow and chicken on it the other day. And I was like, this isn't why I bought this telly. She wasn't. She was all like, yeah, sure, whatever, fucking OLED, cool, don't give a fuck. And then she started watching Stranger Things again, and she's like, whoa, that's so
bad for this show.
like, show aside, right? There's a lot of like particle effects in it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Whoa, like because like I don't know how much you know about OLED, but like the blacks are actually black because it's not like
proper
backlit.
deep." Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, you can actually see like clearly sharp things, and like the clarity is really good, and it's quite encompassing. Like you get really into the scene because there's no like distracting parts.
Yeah.
And she actually came and said, "No, that was a really good decision." And
Yeah.
I fucking told you.
Okay, 1 out of 1,000 decisions you made. Oh, sorry, two. You got engaged to that. Was another good decision.
I also bought a new couch. You've seen my new couch, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not slept on it yet. Give me a minute.
I think I have
Oh,
actually.
hey. There you go.
We're kind of redoing that bit of the living room, but honestly, I was sitting on my new couch with my PlayStation 5. It was plugged in at 120 Hz playing Ghost of Tsushima, Hamish, the DLC, and it looks unbelievable. Like, honestly, that and the New Horizon DLC, fucking amazing.
So you were just sitting there thinking like, this is my happy place. This is
my happy place.
This is
Jason's
satisfying.
Jason's like, oh,
I brought life into this world.
And I'm like, who gives a fuck,
like,
mate? I've got an OLED telly and a new couch.
120 hertz, mate.
Okay, yeah, hey baby, hurry up and get 120 hertz. I
like the idea of like you sitting there so happy, and then you just happen to look over at your phone, and then you see there's a new LG TV announced or something, and you're like, oh no.
I think that's always going to be like a weird.
Alright.
FOMO, it's FOMO in it.
Yeah.
Much. That's what you're getting. Like, that's why I wanted 120 hertz, right?
How mad would you be if LG came to Game Pass?
Like, how mad would it be?
Yeah, how mad would you be if the LG TV came to Game Pass after you buy an LG TV?
Like, you just clicked it and you could download a telly.
You're like, I just bought a telly. And I
TV,
download a
Game
TV.
Pass.
I can't wait till Hamish starts getting into some games that I want. And he buys them.
And then they immediately go into Game Pass. Yeah.
But mate, OLED telly, fucking amazing. Get one. Which puts me onto what I've been playing, right? So I was playing the DLC for Horizon and Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
Boys, have you ever played a game and then come off it for 6 months and then tried to play a DLC that expects you to play it straight after?
Yes.
Yeah.
I honestly was like, how do I do this again?
Yeah.
What's block? What weapons do I have? What weapons does Aloy have? How much did I beat at it? Like, I was totally lost for like an hour in each game trying to figure out the fucking mechanics.
Yeah, especially if you're looking for Aloy in Ghost of Tsushima.
I know, that was my problem, but honestly, I need to show you Ghost of Tsushima on the telly because it's a beautiful looking game anyway, and it looks even better with a bit of like OLEDness about it. I really love that game. I played the first mission again on it, like I was showing Sinead and she was like, yeah, cool. The Horizon DLC is pretty good. I kind of missed that. I know Dom hates it and we have this joke, but I really like that game. I think I just kind of like that setting quite a lot.
Yeah, the setting's great. But it's more just Aloy. Just I don't like
That's fine, you hate women, Dom, we get it.
Yeah. That's what it is. Like the setting for it is a great setting. I just wish they had more to do. I don't know what the DLC is about. Where is it located?
You're asking
it's Hollywood,
me,
isn't it?
I don't know.
Hollywood's bleeding.
I haven't went that far in it because I've just been like trying stuff, but like see when I try to do the first like get to the mission bit, I just kept dying and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to practice a bit before I get into this. I'm playing Advance Wars though. I know I bought a 4K telly to play the Switch.
Yeah.
I played Advance Wars.
Fuck yeah.
I think I'm nearly through the first game.
Oh, because you said to us you had to complete the first game before you could play the second game.
Yeah, which is kind of annoying. I think. I think
Yeah.
they should unlock both of them at the start because, some of it, like it gets like 50% of this game is quite easy. It's all kind of tutorials, like this is how you use this unit, this is how you use this unit, and this is like the tactics on this map, and blah blah blah. Then it's like, okay, beat this map now. And I get fucking owned, and I'm like, okay.
There's a bit of a gulf like
Yeah,
between
there's
them.
a big learning curve in there, but still very addictive because it's the way that it's parceled out in those individual maps, individual missions, and you're like, I'll just beat one, I'll beat 2 maps. Fuck it, I'll just keep going.
And that's it, bedtime ruined.
And then I'm grumpy for like 4 days.
11:15, and he's like, "Oh God, I'm late to bed."
Yeah.
Got an appointment with bed.
But that's an excellent. I don't know how into strategy kind of games you are, but that's a fucking brilliant game. It's just so annoying. See, when you sit there, you make the wrong move, and then you watch him decimate your team. You're like, God damn it! Why did I? I'm an idiot. Why did I fucking? I have no strategy whatsoever.
How far through are you now? You've been playing that for ages. That's all you ever talk about in this podcast.
maybe halfway.
Fuck's sake.
It's like a 70-80 hour game.
So it's another 6 podcasts.
At least.
For me, it'll be like 2 more. Then there'll be a gap where I stop playing it for a bit. And then like next year at some point, I'll be like, guys, I picked up Octopath again. It's just so cool and cozy. The music's really nice. Graphics really like pop. And I mean, the stories aren't wildly good. But like, there's 8 of them.
Like basic writing, kind of predictable, or
they're better than the first game. There's a lot of like cool individual shit in it, but the problem with the Octopath games is the stories don't really mix that well. So when you start to go through someone's story, the other party members kind of disappear until the battle. I mean, they're not involved. There's no voice for them in the story. There's a couple of banter moments, but like, there's nothing.
Or they go to the background and don't really they're no factor into the overall arching story of that one character.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, well, what's the fucking point? But like, it's just it's a game with good vibes, good battle system, good music, good looking. Yeah, it's just
all these things you've said 4 times before. Yeah.
A bit like Hamish, all those
things.
Like
the first game, though, when you got halfway through it, you were a bit like, oh, this is getting a bit samey. But this is keeping you there.
Has it got a good hook?
Yeah, the battle system is keeping you involved more. And everyone's so different with like different kind of attributes that you get interested in. Try keep each one of them at a higher level with better skills. So there's a lot of like recycling going on there.
If on the next podcast, if Hugh talks about this game again, he's going to see how good my hook is.
I felt it was pretty shit.
Yeah,
that's lies, mate. You just can't remember.
It's the Assassin's Creed 3 of hooks. There you go.
I've got a Black Flag hook, mate. That was the best one in the series, mate.
Mediocre. Anyway, Octopath, great.
TV great.
I don't know what else to say about it until I beat it. But Advance Wars, definitely play that game.
TV great.
TV, top notch.
Uncle good.
Uncle's alright.
No, Uncle's shite. Nephew's good.
There we go.
I actually downloaded FIFA 23 today as well.
For fuck's sake.
It's on Game Pass now, isn't it?
Exactly right. So 4 games I played, right?
Are you trying to capitalise on thinking this is new on Game Pass? There'll be hundreds of noobs playing it.
No, like I just was like it's one of those like when an addict goes back to one last hit.
Yeah.
We will watch
4 last hits.
4 last hits, and mate, I swear to God, right, I get beat. First 2 games I get beat. I drew the 3rd game and won the 4th, right? I was like, right, turn it off now. Like, you got what you wanted. Turn the game off.
Did you though? Did you?
I did. I turned it off and went and did something else, but also,
sorry, that was me. I said cried. I went and did something else.
I kind of was like, God, maybe my FIFA time is over. Like maybe this is it for me. Maybe I need to retire
until the next game comes out,
and I lose 4 games into that, and then it's the same thing over and over. Like Game Pass is hitting out with some really cool shit. Now, like obviously FIFA's not spectacular, but like
Redfall,
fuck's sake.
Redfall.
Cheers for giving me 2 games that for shit. That it was. I probably should look these names up, but there was a few games that just looked pretty interesting. There was like
well, there's a couple of games that have just came on just now. The first one's called Ghost Lore. You guys will probably actually like both of them. Cool. At least the setting of them anyway. Ghost Lore, the official description is it's an East punk action RPG where you fight monsters from Southeast Asia folklore.
Ooh.
Inspired by timeless classic ARPGs such as Diablo 2 and Titan Quest. Ghost Lore features a detailed item and character customization system, procedurally generated maps, and an authentically retro 90s aesthetic. I had a wee shot of it earlier on.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think this one's there's one of them that's in like a game preview.
Right.
I think it might be this one. If I don't know if you guys were fans of like Diablo 2 or anything like that, it's that kind of idea. Yeah, kind of isometric view.
Yeah.
Like a Baldur's Gate and stuff like that. They ones, yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
too many types of games that I want to try. Like,
I just wanted to try it just as we were recording the podcast. I don't see myself playing it, but if you're into that kind of style, you do have all the wee monsters and that from Asian folklore, which is quite cool. And then the other game is Eastern Exorcist. This game I probably like the better out of the two of them. So Eastern Exorcist is a stunning 2D side-scrolling action RPG set in a fictitious Eastern world with the infestation of vicious demon monsters. Play as a skilled exorcist against chaotic evil to fight your way through the brutal world and experience unforeseen entanglements of complex beings.
Entanglements? Did
Will Smith.
Jada think it?
It is.
Anyway, this looks. I'm looking at the page on Game Pass app, and it looks really good. China's getting really good at making games, by the way.
Stealing games, you mean?
Well, making games.
By stealing assets.
Everyone steals shit. Like, you guys just blame the Chinese for that.
They blame just the Chinese.
Because I just said, Billy, is that no the kind of Facebook equivalent over there?
I think so. Is that?
It's like one of the social media equivalents. Is that Billy? Is that Billy game? It's really good to say in this accent.
Bully.
The screenshots look cool as fuck though. Like, and see when you say 2D side-scrolling action RPG, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah,
it
no,
hits all my dopamine receptors.
I gave this a shot as well. The art is quite nice. It's a fairly simple 2D like side-scrolling game.
Yeah.
The combat is fun though. You get your parries and your dodges and stuff like that. It's quite satisfying. Again, you got a male and a female protagonist you can choose from, a brother and sister, and then you choose one, then the other one dies, but they become like a ghost kind of thing. Well, they're not like properly dead when you're basically
Spoilers,
on a wee quest. This is like the first level, mate.
Spoilers!
You're basically just going to save them.
Yeah.
But similar idea, there's like demons that are like the first boss is like a big snake, cobra thing. So, that kind of Asian influence. But it does seem quite satisfying. It looks quite fun to play.
Yeah.
Out of the two of those new ones, that's probably what I would choose.
Figure, Memory of Steels 2 is also out, which I didn't realise was this, like, going to be released this quick. Because I just heard about it a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I liked Figure 1, played a bit of that. Didn't realise that it was not. I thought it was a new game when I saw it in Game Pass Figure, but it's not. Like, CyberConnect, do you know who CyberConnect 2 are? They make a lot of anime games, you probably didn't know, Hamish. They made Kakarot and a lot of Naruto games. That is the weirdest way to drink a can.
Oh, it's just because it was the dregs of the can there. There you go, Hamish. That's a Scottish word for the podcast.
Dregs. I've already got one, but yeah, Dregs.
Dregs are good. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
The one I couldn't remember the name that I actually liked was Homestead Arcana. I don't know if this is an old age thing now, but like, see these kind of like half RPG, half like farming simulators. There's one on
Farm PG, mate.
There's one on Switch called Harvestella as well, and they're kind of the same idea. I was just tending my crops, and then I'll kill these monsters and level up my guy. Tend my crops again. You get it.
Stardew,
It's like Stardew, but with like
crops,
enemies,
fantasy elements.
Yeah.
That was the other one. Quantum Break's back as well.
Yeah, they took it off for some reason, didn't they?
Thing.
Yeah.
That was a game that should have a bigger hit than it was, but I think because it was kind of hamstrung by being on the Xbox at the time, when no one had an Xbox except Hamish.
I think a lot of people were also kind of confused because you could basically watch TV episodes in between, which would be like 30-40 minutes at a time. You could choose to install them with it so that you play a section of the game and then watch like a full episode. I don't think a lot of people liked that idea, to be honest.
Because again, you kind of play a game to play a game, not watch a movie.
Yeah.
You don't watch a movie to sit and play a game.
Yeah, you sit down in one mood or something, and then it kind of takes you out of it.
It's not like what was that one that the Black Mirror was on Netflix, Bandersnatch?
Bandersnatch, yeah.
Like that idea where it's like it's a hybrid of both because you know what you're going in for. It's not like half an hour. It's like interactive every like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, Bandersnatch featuring Will Poulter.
Yeah.
Who's Adam Warlock and Adam Warlock in Guardians 3.
He's not good looking enough to be Adam Warlock, man.
I mean, he's a lot better looking now than he was like years ago.
Right, but like Adam Warlock's maybe less like peak human.
Adonis.
Humanoid.
But he's like taken out of his egg before he's
Yeah.
fully matured. So I think that maybe they. I mean, I never really
Yeah,
thought
you're
about it, to be
you're not
honest.
really going for that like, argument. You're just like,
No, I
agree
just-
with you, but like I don't like this argument.
No, I just mean I didn't see him when I was watching Guardians 3 and think that like
Yeah.
he's not handsome enough to be Adam Warlock.
No, I know it.
Is he big in it? Because I mean, big isn't physically big. Because Adam Warlock's maybe fucking.
Not particularly, no. But again, like
I
they
suppose-
did say, he's not matured
Yeah.
fully, kind of thing.
Maybe it'll change.
He's not massively in the movie.
No.
No.
No. Like you can see that they're obviously introducing him. Spoilers for Guardians, but basically at the end of it, there's like a new Guardians team, and
Yeah.
he's on it.
Can I imagine
So
that
it's
maybe.
as they're doing with like new
Space
Captain
Avengers.
America and stuff like that, and all the new characters are bringing in like the second team of them. He's
Right.
going to be on that. So they're building up to him. So
Yeah.
he was in it, but not a massive part of it.
All right. Okay. Like,
No, you say not a massive part, but he does something.
Well, yeah, no, he's a big part of it, but he's not like
He's not the focus.
yeah.
Did they have to make him like out of his egg too soon and stuff because Adam Warlock is too powerful for the kind of stories that?
Well, they do show that he is powerful, but he also gets taken down. So
Not mature enough. Not
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, I think that
They
is
hamstring him a wee bit.
yeah. So basically, the main bad guy is complaining about him not getting the job done.
Right.
And his mother is saying like, "Oh well, he's not matured,"
Who was the bad guy in this one?
The actor or the character? He's like the grand designer or something like that.
Yeah.
What is his fucking name again?
I don't know.
The High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know that.
Basically, obviously, the film is mostly centered around Rocket and his story.
Yeah, his origin.
Yeah, and the High Evolutionary, he's trying to make this perfect society. That's his goal.
With raccoons.
Well,
No, that's not just for raccoons.
he experiments,
Not just with raccoons.
not just raccoons. He experiments on animals and stuff like that to further his research
Right. Okay.
to make perfect humans or perfect species
Yeah.
that are, calm and aren't violent and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was quite a horrible experience. See, watching it. So I've seen Guardians 3 as well. Like, they don't kind of shy away from like the viciousness that they did to like Rocket and Rocket and his friends.
Yeah.
Cruelty. I
Yeah.
heard a lot of animal cruelty like was in the film. It's a weird thing to say. Oh, there's a lot of animal cruelty in a film, but this
Yeah.
one
A lot of
There was the moment that I was like, fucking hell. It was just when Rocket's first thrown into his cell, and he's like obviously in so much pain. He's got like metal shard bits in his head, and he's bleeding everywhere. And the wee otter comes up with her robotic hands and wants to like help him like with the blood. And he's like, you can try to speak, and he just says it hurts.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
The headlines kind of were saying, like, if you're an animal lover, be careful when you're watching the film, you know what I mean?
I mean, all the humans that die in the films, and who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Hamish. Sorry.
I think one of the funniest bits though, or one of the most interesting bits is obviously it's like the rating. They get one fuck. They can say fuck once.
That's a mental rule in it.
Yeah, and like this isn't the first one to have that rating, but I think it's the first like kind of proper released movie that's used it.
Yeah.
And
Like
it's
a Marvel film.
yeah, aye. Not ever. There's loads of movies with fuck.
No,
in it.
I'm just saying.
Does-
I think-
does,
I think we use
Bullseye?
Shit a lot.
Yeah,
Does
aye.
Tony Stark not say shit a few times?
But this
Shit,
is
Sherlock. Yeah, he's
specifically like an F bomb.
Oh,
If you want,
shocking, yeah.
if you want to go for the director's cut of Daredevil with Ben Ben Affleck, like it was Bullseye says it in the director's cut. He says, "I want a fucking suit." Like that's in the director's cut. So he says the first swear word if you really want to get.
All right, okay.
The director's cut makes it a much better film.
Doesn't it? Oh my god, it's so much better.
Because it actually
Colin Farrell was a fucking amazing as Bullseye.
gives you like the actual like story behind everything that happens. They cut out all the actual
Story.
Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah,
Sorry.
the moment that happens is pretty good.
Yeah, I won't spoil it because see when it first happened, like I thought it was funny, and then I started thinking, I don't know if that's where I would have put it. It could have been more impactful somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I'm then when I was rethinking it, I was like, nah, I'm glad they put it there because it was unexpected, but
Perfect.
yeah, it really did.
That's it.
I'm not telling you, I'm not spoiling it, but overall, like, I thought it was really good. I think the Guardians series has been solid.
Yeah.
The second one, probably the worst. I'd probably rank them like 1 and 3,
Really?
slightly better than the second one. I think it was more just when the first one was coming out, everyone was like, who the fuck are these characters? We don't know any of these. And it was, panned as like, this is going to fail, this is going to flop. No one knows. That's not Iron Man, that's not Captain America. So no one was interested. And then obviously it was a massive hit because it was a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
James Gunn actually went, let's make a movie. No, not like a, hey, these are the characters. It was, here's some people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer. I had no idea who the fuck any of these guys were. And I'm like, there's a tree with a raccoon shooting guns from it. And I'm like,
so
sold. They've got me. Because then again, Rocket showed up in, I think, Marvel v Capcom as well. And I was like, okay, like, I know who Rocket is. I don't have any idea what he's about. But yeah, I'm going to go and see this movie. And then seeing Big Dave Bautista being in it. I'm like, alright, okay,
I think it was his first serious role. I say serious, I mean his first major role.
First major role, and then I think he got like Skyfall and stuff afterwards as well.
Oh, maybe Skyfall was before that.
I think it was after.
But I mean, the first kind of like main role,
Yeah.
though, because he wasn't very big in things like Blade Runner, which would have been after, but like Skyfall, now he wasn't a massive part in it. But the second one, I feel like it was brilliant. It was a good film, and I loved it, but it just didn't have quite the same impact as the first one, which is normal.
Yeah, I would say like the Yondu story is great.
Yeah.
The fact with like the music and stuff with the Avengers in the second one's really good.
Yeah.
This movie was like, you use the term emotional roller coaster a lot. Like, Hugh, you always say that when you send messages to us, like, Mass Game's an emotional roller coaster. I'm like, Hugh, you're just playing Pac-Man. You're like, oh man, we're so close to getting that pill.
Emotional
But,
roller coaster.
like,
Can't even say it.
because you can understand where they're going, because they won't have James Gunn. James Gunn's away to DC.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see this is his farewell. Like, I don't think there will ever be a movie series done this well. Even though, like, there's big gaps between 1, 2, and 3, with, like, obviously with Gamora, with everything that happened in Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
And how they try to tie that all in.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, James Gunn must have been raging when this all happened, but you hear him saying in interviews going, no, the Russell brothers came up to us and said, this is what we're thinking of doing. Are you okay with us doing that? And James Gunn was like, no, actually that's perfect, because that means I can work this part in and this way with Drax, and we can have this story happen. And
So like they actually address Gamora in this.
Yeah, they kind of
that
mention it.
elevator scene, don't they?
They mention it like a couple of times, and you can tell that they've put it in just to refresh people's memory. Because obviously, if you watched Guardians 1, 2, and 3, you would be like, what happened with Gamora? Because obviously
It's
a different Gamora, like different like different timeline Gamora. So she doesn't have the memories that like Peter has, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but they do mention it a couple of times, and you can tell that's just like remember everybody. This is, it's not weird. This is why she's like this kind of thing.
You get with like Star-Lord and with Chris Pratt, like he fucking put on a stormer in this as well. Like there's some, like, you forget that, I think this is the shows you how strong this movie is. You forget that most of the cast in the movie are CG characters. They're not real. Mm-hmm. The Rocket's moments, like, so what happens at the very start, Rocket gets injured and they can't operate on him because there's a failsafe in his chest that you can't, like, resuscitate him properly for it or get the medical attention.
All of these wee robot parts are stopping it, basically.
Yeah, so, like, that's the aim of it, is, like, we need to find out where he came from so we can help him. And that's basically, like, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Groot's all fucking swole because he's a Thor fan.
Yeah, he's wee face.
That explained? Like, why he's so fucking swole?
No, that's just he's still got baby face. He's just grown.
He's just getting bigger.
Oh, there is a moment where they say, "Okay, Groot, go kaiju," and he's "Don't go kaiju." I do love that line.
Yeah.
So like, I was on Twitter and I saw someone have to explain to someone this isn't the same Groot as in the first film.
I mean, that had been...
died.
Yeah, that was explained by James Gunn after the first film, because people were like, what happened there? Obviously, when he sacrifices himself,
Yeah.
he covers them up, and then it's just like a wee seed and Rocket grows it. So it's basically it's like a sun type thing.
Aye.
Is probably the best way you can kind of explain it. But for all intents and purposes, it's just Groot again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then we saw a teenage Groot in the second one, and this is a more adult one, but not the same. So maybe he's an adult now, or maybe he's just a young adult. But yeah.
Yeah, like a 19-year-old Groot who's all into the gym.
Aye, yeah, he's got those noob gains. You know what I mean? He's just
So
a few months in. Yeah.
But there was one moment, like, they were talking about, like, obviously, they were, the music's always great in Guardians.
Yeah, fantastic.
Like, there's never been a Guardians movie I'm like, oh man, I don't want the soundtrack to it. But they basically, like, you see Rocket using the music at the start, like, using Quill's
Zune, yeah.
and you see, like, he's just broken at the start of this, because you can tell, like, obviously with Gamora and...
Yeah, he's still reeling from the loss of, like, his Gamora.
Yeah.
So.
Even the Christmas special, we kind of still see that he's, like...
yeah,
like,
I'm glad you actually brought that up. Yeah, I would recommend to any listeners, if they've not seen the third one yet, and you've not seen the Christmas special, watch the Christmas special, because there's references to that as well.
Yeah.
Not like massive ones that would make a big difference, but just a wee bit of backstory for a couple of the characters that you would want to know.
It's weird, like, a movie like this, like, hits so many emotional points. Like, again, everything that happened with Rocket, Gamora and Star-Lord's kind of, not will they, won't they, kind of, like, it's friction that's there just because he wants her to be the one that he could think of, and she has no idea who he is, and Nebula's just, like, trying to keep the peace, but at the same time is sick of hearing all the same stuff.
Yeah, she's still Nebula.
And
that's another thing I've seen, that someone said that Loki, Karen Gillan, has put in, like, one of the most consistently best performances through all these films.
Oh, yeah.
She's like background B character, but, like, she's always, like, impressive when she's on.
Yeah. She holds the scenes well. Like, really, like, you know, very impactful and funny.
The performances of all the cast, I think, were incredible. Even I was worried, is Batista going to be like phoning this one in, because obviously he knows he was going to leave because the fallout with the James Gunn getting fired and stuff like that. But he still had an amazing performance. And there's not really many, if any, bad points I can think of the film. Yeah. So I would definitely recommend going and seeing it.
Like the right at the end with the music as well. It's more like what they have. What they have there as well, it's like Quill updates the Zune for Rocket, and it's like Florence and the Machine they have playing, which is, you know, it's talking about like Dog Days Are Gone, which is like one of their popular songs from, like, you wouldn't think like from Florence and the Machine would suit well to a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but you're like, what? I was like listening to it, I'm like, that's a really like good song. It's like, that's it, we're kind of done, but the Dog Days Are Gone, and I'm like, oh, that's...
It fits well, but it also, like, so he's looking through his playlist, and it's like 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and then he puts on the 2000s for Rocket, and that's why there's Florence and the Machine on it.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, partly for that song, which fits well, and also just this is going on to a new phase type of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like
this is the end of this Guardians team.
Yeah, and you can see, like, you know, where they're going to go for, and you hope it's going to be good. You do.
Is there, don't have to tell me who, but is there like a continuity character?
There's characters from the original team that are going to be in the next team. Yeah,
I can imagine who it's going to be. I don't want a guess, you know,
but not only that, but we also will see the other characters that aren't part of the team.
Yeah.
So
you will.
I can't say any more of that.
Okay, but, that's fine. But like, just this is, because we've talked about it endlessly now. Marvel is dipped in its quality, but this has brought the quality back up.
I'd say so. Yeah,
100%. Like, I can't believe like that. You know, as Hamish said, Guardians 1, nobody knew who the hell any of these characters were. To Guardians 3, this is one of the best movies Marvel's made.
With some of the most beloved.
Both one of the most beloved, some of the most beloved, but also introducing like the new team in a way that, or a new set of people in a way that feels natural rather than kind of forced in. Yeah. Or there's someone new here, there's Hawkeye's, you know, protege, or, here you go, just squeeze them into Finn.
Yeah.
Get in that Iron Man suit.
It was like, and it's quite a hard thing to do when you're like rounding off a trilogy or anything like that, where characters are going in their own direction. Most people would be like, well, I don't want them to, but you're shown and you understand the character's motivations, and it's bittersweet, you know, because you're like, oh, I'd love to see more of these, you know, team members together, but they've kind of got their own wee endings, and you know, there's a conclusion to
Things
it.
need to end.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of people asking Robert Downey Jr. to come back as Tony Stark because we've got a multiverse now.
Yeah.
Like, no, let it go.
Yeah, because
So those impactful moments mean things.
You don't want to diminish and cheapen stuff that's already happened just for like I'm back.
Like I liked Shang-Chi. I liked some of the shows that I've watched. I liked She-Hulk. I liked
Loki.
I haven't watched Loki yet, but like
Captain America and the Winter Soldier. You like
I
that one,
liked
didn't
I
you?
liked
Yeah.
that. That was good. Captain Falcon was good.
Captain Falcon.
But it seems it's too low key. If you know what I mean. There's not.
Is that a
It
pun?
wasn't actually a play on Loki, but like it's not as it doesn't feel like it's driving towards it.
Yeah.
Even though it's trying to drive to what it's going. Oh, we're driving towards something, and you're like, what?
It's trying to lay the foundations of, oh, by the way, these characters are complex, so when we do make a film with them as the main characters, we're not starting from scratch, you know what I mean?
And I think maybe like it's trying too hard, maybe, to do that. Like you can't just go, oh, that's what the characters are, and we've already set the story past in these movies or the previous movies there. Remember that one reference for there? Because people are like, no, I don't remember all that. Well, again, with the Guardians movie, they kind of went, oh yeah, remember this bit this year, yeah, cool, Cliff Notes, right, next scene.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right, so they're reaching the point now where all comic book universes reach too much lore.
Yeah.
Too many things have happened, too many characters, too many references.
Too many cooks.
At some point, we're going to have to draw a line and go, right, okay, that's the MCU. Like, that's that universe boxed away.
Hit a soft reset on it, you know. Just get Wanda to erase everything.
And then you could introduce the X-Men and Fantastic Four. You could do it that way.
That's the next thing. See if you introduce mutants to this world, it's going to get even more complicated. So where were the mutants? Were they always there? So there's millions of people with superpowers now. It's going to like comic book universes have become a bit convoluted, and every now and again they need a scrub. So like the MCU is going to have it at some point. I honestly think the best time to do it was Infinity War and Endgame. Like that's it. You could have just went, right, this is the end of the universe.
Yeah. That'd have been perfect.
Because that was the end of a saga, you know, the Infinity Saga. So, but they obviously just money. Like they wanted to keep that momentum going.
Piles of cash. They just like roll up with just piles of cash constantly. And they also want to make Captain Marvel 2 and like all the different sequels. Like they wanted to make Black Panther 2.
Yeah, well they did, but just not the way they wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just like it would be a nice send off if this was the last MCU film, but it's not going to be. So.
No, it's not going to be. I don't think. And it's a shame that Marvel kind of let James Gunn go. But you know what? He's shown how good he can be with any DC character, with Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad movie. I'm interested to see how he's going to do it with Superman and Batman Year One. Is it? What was the one they've changed that? Like Batman and Robin.
I can't remember Batman, but I know they're doing All-Star Superman.
Yeah, All-Star Superman.
Which has got a definitive ending. Have you seen or read?
I know the ending, but I've not read it. But.
So like it's a story that doesn't lend itself to a universe.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting, especially because we've got like quite a good adaptation of it in like the DC animated universe.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, haven't they done that just recently?
I don't think recently.
Or maybe the last 10 years?
Something like that. The DC animated universe is brilliant.
Yeah.
Like there's some stickers in there, but there's some real good ones.
Flashpoint's great.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
I remember hearing people say, "Oh, it's fucking stupid." I went, no, it's not. Like, why does he electrocute himself when he's like a burning corpse? I went, oh, that's because he did it wrong.
Look, guys, look. if I have to explain every weird thing in comic books to you, like, we're going to be here all day.
Exactly.
There's a guy that can run faster than time.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy called Reverse Flash. I mean, that's the worst name ever and a fucking hero I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But, come
He
on.
also hates Barry for almost no real reason.
No.
But he's so evil.
Yeah.
So evil.
Oh, he's the what?
Married
And he
his
also-
mom.
He also gets shot in the head and survives because he's vibrating. Don't ask me how that works.
Yeah, come on.
Also, that Flashpoint animated film was savage.
Yeah.
Like some of the shit that happened. Did you watch it?
No.
It's quite savage. Like with Billy as well, with Shazam and stuff. Yeah.
The Shazam one was fucked up, and then how Wonder Woman kills Mera, and it's pretty violent.
Yeah. But anything else famous you've been up to?
Well, no, not really. But we're talking about like Guardians 3 and Black Panther 2, and it's got me thinking about all these numbers. So I just want to get everything clear in my head. So some basic maths, guys. Right? Maybe you can help me out here. What number comes after 4?
Aye.
Okay, it took a wee bit longer than I thought you would.
Trick
But
question.
Yeah, we kind of looked at each other like, what's famous?
what number comes after 7?
8,
What number comes after 9?
10,
What number comes after 11?
12.
That's 1. According to Mortal Kombat.
Oh, he got us there.
Games, like what comes after Modern Warfare 3?
Modern Warfare
Call of
1,
Duty
yeah.
dogs.
Games shouldn't have numbers because they don't listen anyway.
No.
Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Infinite.
Yeah. So this is new Mortal Kombat. Obviously, has been announced. What would have been 12, but they've went back to 1 for
Went
some
back to the past.
reason.
I
Yeah.
realised that was too big a number.
So, do you know that, like, so I think I was saying to you the reason why they went back for it as well. Like, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's very frustrating as a Mortal Kombat player because MK9, or the reboot, that they did a couple of years ago, was great. MKX was kind of leading on from the fallout from the done version of Mortal Kombat, because it got rid of like a lot of the nonsense and kind of went, right, okay, we'll start fresh again, but this is Mortal Kombat 1, we'll go through Mortal Kombat 1, 2 and 3 story beats, and then they've changed a lot of the bits. People died, people survived. X kind of just went for that. 11 was just fucking nonsense. It was like time travel and different gods coming into play, and at the end of it, Raiden was like, yeah, do you know what, this god shit, I don't want to do this anymore. Liu Kang, you can do this shit. And then Liu Kang is now the new god of the realms. And this is why, yeah, I think so. So this is why it's went back to 1, where now Liu Kang is not the chosen one, he's a god, and he's now picking the new Earth Realm defender.
Right.
Who looks like it may be Kung Lao with the hat. So yeah, that's.
So do you think that's maybe what the storyline of this is? Like, fight to see who gets to be the defender?
As Liu Kang said in the trailer, it was, it's all about peace. He wants to be a peaceful god, but if you are coming to Earthrealm and you're bringing war, you will not survive. So it's like a kind of, oh man, you're fucking with the gods.
His only skill is war.
No. When you're a god, like, who created a universe that's supposed to be peaceful, but people still want to destroy the peace, and he's like, no, fuck this.
You tell me that bitch Raiden created the universe.
No, you didn't. What? Like, if I go into the story, it's really complicated and stupid.
You don't get this, right?
There was a lassie with time who decides the fate of the universe, and she was going to be like, fuck it, let's just destroy everything because I'm sick of resetting this all the time. And then Liu Kang was all like,
she sounds hot.
she can dust my dials anytime. But she was very much like controlling it and was going to kill everybody. It would kill the universe, time itself. And then Liu Kang and Raiden were like, no, don't do that because that's where we live. But
that's my house.
But when you beat her, you get to change reality to whatever you see fit. So like Kano, like when he wins, he basically has like Sonya and Johnny Cage fight each other while she's wearing like barely any clothes, and Kano's like, this is amazing, but he gets bored of it quickly because he's like, I've got all this power, I'm just doing the simplest of stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people go mad with like boredom because they've seen it for 1,000 lifetimes. Where, Liu Kang's like, fuck it, can we not just have peace? And Raiden's like, No.
Why didn't I think of that?
No one's ever thought of just not
And,
fighting
and
each
Ryden's
other in
like, we
Mortal
can't
Kombat."
do that. He's like, no, I think I can. And then he kind of does it, and Ryden's like, oh my god, you did it. I don't need to be here anymore because I'm not brought. And he's like, okay, like, see you later, Liu Kang, you're the new guy. And he's like, wait, what? Oh fuck. Now I've got to rule over the realms.
I don't understand this universe.
Yeah.
Exactly, because again, Living made things too stupid, really. Like, me explaining that, and I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
The thing is, when you get to that, it's like the Fast and the Furious movies. When you get to fucking double digits,
Yeah.
you need to be ridiculous.
You have to be. Did you please tell me you've seen the trend of the Fast and the Furious, like, moments made you say, I'm done with Fast and the Furious? And it was all gifs of, like, all the crazy things that happened, like The Rock hanging outside of a Jeep shooting a rocket launcher, back at a tank across the other side, and then they're in the ice bit. And then my favourite one, the one that I remember in the cinema watching, when it was like Dom jumping from one car and grabbing Michelle Rodriguez in mid-air and then running and getting landed on a car perfectly. I was like, fuck that. This is bullshit.
I mean, it was a submarine car chase.
Oh my
That
god.
submarine was handbrake turning around corners, and I was like, that's not how submarines like, I know, like, that's not how they work.
Yeah.
Like, and it was, the submarine was like emergency braking. And I was like, what is it braking on? It's in water.
To be fair, I think, reality was just lost well before that. Like, movies and movies before.
The cars didn't need to get chased. They could have just turned left or right.
Yeah.
But see, when you're in a submarine, you're just doing it for your family.
Yeah.
Submarine family, mate. But anyway.
So anyway, Mortal Kombat, yeah, so September 19th, which isn't too far away.
It isn't too far away.
Yeah.
Like, I was, like, quite shocked it was, I thought they were going to try for a much later, like, Christmas, November, October sort of time.
November death time when everything gets fucking released.
Yeah, I was thinking that's, like, again, because you hear all the rumours and stuff, like the Mortal Kombat, again, even said in, like, rumours, like, a couple of months ago, Mortal Kombat 12, they were thinking it was going to be, like, October sort of time, but maybe they pushed it again because of that reason.
Yeah. Is there not also a remake coming of Mortal Kombat 9?
No, I don't know. But again, this could be Ed Boon just lying.
I like the way you said
No. But what was the rumours, Hamish, that you've seen about the characters that are supposedly coming? Like, I know that you put a list up of the characters that kind of confirmed that were on the trailer. But
yeah, so basically that's all we really know just now. Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Kung Lao, Katana, Melina, Johnny Cage, and Shang Tsung is going to be a pre-order bonus, which I don't know if that means you can unlock them later on.
I think it'll be.
remember who owns this franchise. It's Warner Bros.
Yeah, WB.
Yeah.
Make Shang Tsung a fucking pre-order bonus. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
they did that with Goro as well.
But I think what Dom's referring to is a wee news article that I found and I put in the chat. I don't know if it has any legs, but there's been rumours where my boy Homelander and Peacemaker could be showing up in Mortal Kombat 12. Yeah.
They're both.
DC?
Is the boys
No,
DC property?
No, it's
Not
Amazon.
DC, but is it under a DC imprint? You know how Aviva
I don't think so.
Watchmen is.
Not that I'm aware of, but
But I think that's pretty cool though. Like, I mean, if is Anthony Starr going to actually? I mean, is John Cena going to be in like that? See if they do get that, that'd be awesome.
Is John Cena's video game image rights
With WWE.
WWE owned?
Well, not if he's under a mask. I'm assuming. Like, if it's like again, we need to
yeah.
double check.
See, to be fair, if Peacemaker's got his helmet on, it doesn't really matter if it's John Cena because you're only going to see a bit of his face. Yeah, but I would imagine that they're going to try to because like Rambo and RoboCop and Terminator and stuff like that, they all.
Rousey was in.
Yeah, she was Sonya.
Yeah, she was an actual character in one though.
That's what I'm saying. Her image rights are owned by UFC. I'm pretty sure. Now how they made everybody sign in lifetime image rights.
Yeah.
Don't know how. Well,
There's always
stands up in court.
yeah, there's always ways around it as well.
Yeah,
Greasing the right pans. and
Sly,
Arnie
was
and
Rambo.
stuff like
Right,
that.
Arnie didn't do his voice, but gave away his likeness
Yeah.
for the game. So there's like very bizarre because get anyone to do an Arnold impression, you get you Hugh to do it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
See,
Yep. There we go.
he is. Do say get over here.
No. As soon as I started saying it, I was like, oh, I'm going to fuck myself. Get over here.
Yeah, see,
You sound like a fucking leprechaun, mate.
Lucky Charms.
Like, you did it.
He's got my lucky charms.
I'm the host, mate. I don't debase myself like that when I'm hosting.
Yeah,
I just get you guys to do it.
I don't debase myself when I'm hosting the podcast. Other times, though, I'll debase the shit out of myself.
To be fair, I mean, Homelander and Peacemaker, I think they both fit in very well, if the rumours are true.
Ridiculous,
Ridiculous, over the top, killing machines.
Yeah.
That's who you want.
Homelander.
Killed plenty of people.
Killed loads of people.
He gets fucking ass beat a couple of times that last season.
Like every character in Mortal Kombat gets their ass beat at some point, mate.
The Scorpion.
Scorpion gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
When?
Sub-Zero's
Sure,
beat him.
prove it.
I'm not bringing it up in the middle of a
Prove
podcast.
I like
Homelander did nothing wrong, prove it.
like, oh, Sub-Zero's in this one? Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
We get it.
But I don't know what their end game is for Mortal Kombat for us, because again, like, if everything's peaceful, then Scorpion and Sub-Zero won't be enemies because their clans never went to battle, so you won't get, Skeleton Scorpion.
Friendality.
Well, there are some rumours that it's going to be like a kind of...
Choose your own adventure, kind of.
Well, no, like, see, the fights are going to be like you have a tag partner kind of thing. Like in games where you can like call and assist.
Oh, they had that before. What was that called? Mortal Kombat? Not tag team.
Shaolin Monk?
No, Shaolin Monks is the arcadey kind of one where you shared one health bar, which was very bizarre. But they did have it because they did it with the DC game as well.
Yeah.
That was the other, like, this is a rumour, right? So there's a job list in it for NetherRealm, and it was people who had experience working on 360 PS3 toolkits to remaster. And then people are going, right, what is it then? So it could be 9, or like, I guess I can drop the fucking number and then added the number to the next one. Or it could be DC versus Mortal Kombat, but
That game wasn't
licenses, but then you think Warner Brothers owns that license anyway.
Yeah.
That game wasn't like, it was a start, but that Mortal Kombat 9 made better, obviously.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know what I would rather have.
I'd rather have Mortal Kombat, if I'm going to be honest. Mortal Kombat 9 was a much better story than the DC
Yeah, it
one.
was.
DC Mortal Kombat, because like the end boss was like a amalgamation of like Shao Kahn and what's his name? Doomsday, I'm sure. It was like a fusion version of him.
Oh, that's like the cheapest cunt in the
Yeah.
planet, man.
And then what happened at the end of it is each of them go into the other person's ending. So Shao Kahn goes to the Dead Zone. Not Dead Zone.
I'd love Shao Kahn to fight Superman. That'd be so
Superman, what's that thing called?
Oh, the wee place he puts him on.
Yeah, he's like, no!
I was going to say negative
Negative zone.
Negative zone.
Man, it's like, so you see Shao Kahn hitting the
We're-
middle, like, no!
We're great nerds, aren't we?
And
like, Superman would batter Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn. Shaka Khan.
Like, imagine that just like Shao Kahn's like, I'll fuck you up. And he's like, no. Yeah, mate, you don't get who I am.
You don't know. You don't know.
You gotta learn it.
The symbol says hope, but these eyes.
And do you know what? Fuck Shao Kahn, right? Because I've played that ending of that game so many times, and he just
Shoulder bash.
shoulder bash, hammer, and you're like, nah. Turn this game off, Dom.
I'm like, we're not in my house, is it? Just turn it off. Any other news, mate?
Well, just the very big acquisition has been approved in the EU. Microsoft,
In the
Activision Blizzard, yeah.
So, especially with the news, obviously, with like Overwatch and stuff happening with Overwatch 2 cancelling the PvE, it's a very troubling time maybe for Microsoft to be dealing with something like this. I think, like, as a consumer, as someone that will purchase games, when you can consume things, as someone that consumes food, alcohol, water, air, games.
Children.
No, not
Right, we know what a consumer is.
when you're kind of sold something on the premise that it is coming eventually to then be taken away from you, but you can't be like, oh, well, it was free anyway. A lot of people did put a lot of money down on these microtransactions. The same like, when we were playing Halo Infinite for the longest time, like we paid for some season passes.
Yeah.
But for them to turn around, but for them to turn around and go, we're no longer supporting multiplayer. We're no longer doing what we said we were going to do, and we're going to just stop all this development and focus solely on something that not everybody wants.
They cancelled PvE, didn't they?
Yeah.
Overwatch have been promising that they were doing a PvE version. That's why they did Overwatch 2. Because they said it's going to have to be new mechanics, new layouts, abilities, all these things that were promised, and they went, do you know that was 4 years of worth of development that we're just going to go, nah.
This sounds like conspiracy, but I'm 100% sure that Blizzard came out of that BlizzCon, reputation in tatters, the hype for Diablo gone,
Yeah.
and went shit. We need something. Right, announce Overwatch 2. Alright, we don't have an Overwatch 2. What we have is updates for Overwatch 1. Oh, fuck it, just announce it anyway. And then now they're like, right, okay, we don't have any content for Overwatch 2.
Right, because it was never planned in the first place. Yeah.
It's not a game that needs a sequel, it's a game that just has constant updates. And now they're like, right, fuck it, silently cancel them.
Maybe.
I mean, that's a good theory to have.
Like, you'll never know if it is true or no, but like, it's, it makes sense now. Like,
yeah.
And Diablo 4's out in it? Or it's coming out soon?
It's coming out soon. There was just that previous weekend, there was the final beta, which was just like a stress test for the servers.
How was it? Did you manage to play any of it? Or
I never had a chance there, but I did play it the previous time. And I don't think it was any updates or anything like that. It was just to get as many people on as possible, see how the servers work. So they're obviously still going to be massive queues and issues. There always is.
So, like, with this acquisition, what do you think's the benefit for now Microsoft owning Blizzard and Activision? With, like, obviously we would talk to, like, at the end about Call of Duty, and now, like, Warcraft may be coming to Xbox because they've got, like, Diablo and stuff. But with the news that they're releasing games like this and dropping them after years of development, do you think a lot of people will be more cautious of purchasing or doing anything to do with anything with Blizzard Activision?
No, I think people are caught in consumer loops, like we were talking earlier. So I'm not going to say that I'm not, because I am. Like, you get bought into like a franchise and you get caught up in it. I think people are going to they'll be mad, but Overwatch will still have millions of players. The only good thing of Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, I think, is Bobby Kotick will probably get his walking papers. He probably won't be in charge anymore. We might see more games coming to Game Pass. A lot of those, obviously we'll see all the games probably coming to Game Pass. We'll see a lot of their property. Activision owns so many good properties, by the way. Yeah. They just they fall by the wayside. We might see Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remaster.
Yeah. Toys for Bob did a really phenomenal. Like they did 1 and 2, didn't they? And they did like
they did the remaster remake of 1 and 2, and then they were going to do
3 and 4, and they got pulled to go and do Call of Duty.
And this whole like Call of Duty Warzone focus, I get it, moneymaker, but like let somebody else do these like
projects,
properties, remake some of these games, make a new fucking title for 1 or 2. Activision still on Crash and Spyro, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Crash 4 sold as much as they wanted it to, which is makes sense because it's a game built off a reputation built 25 years ago.
Yeah, on PlayStation.
On PlayStation.
The audience would be only really the people that played the earlier games, And
platformers don't sell as well as they used to.
Yeah.
So, like, what was the expectations? And we've not had that new Spyro either.
Yeah. They've been talking about a new Spyro for a while as well.
Like, these games don't need to be millions and millions and millions of pounds. Like, just release something, creative and geared to some, like,
innovative and,
What the problem is, I think, that they're all trying to chase this, like, forever money train that they think that they all can get on a board and be the first, like, and get the first class, when they realise that they're kind of stuck in the back end and will never get up there, like, with all the, like, all their sacks of money, and they're like, no, but I've got this money that I want to push through to go with first class with, like, the big hits, like with Fortnite, they're currently making all this money. I want to get up there and get that. I deserve that because look at all this money I've got. And it's like, yeah, but what you could do is have your own track and have your own sort of money and your own IP. No, we'll just copy this. Fuck, we'll throw so much money at it. Why is it not working? I'm out. And then parachute out.
Yeah.
Your Anthems and your fucking Mass Effect, Andromedas and stuff like that. Like these are things that they were like, alright, let's add these like new trends to. I don't know Andromeda so much. I think Andromeda was just terrible fucking
Destiny
development.
Destiny's a good example.
Destiny's another example, right? But Destiny's actually a success because Bungie's actually a very good developer. And they will see, like, even if they had a rocky start, they will see things through. And they had to abandon Activision and Microsoft to see their vision through.
Yeah.
And now they're locked into Sony, which is another fucking problem. But they didn't give up on Destiny straight away, and they didn't give up on Destiny 2 straight away.
Yeah.
These other companies want to aim for that, but they don't want to put in the time or the effort for that.
Oh, yeah.
And also, Destiny's already filling that hole.
Yeah.
Like, if you can compete with it, sure, but to compete with it, you're going to have to make something good.
You're going to have to make something really good or game changing or
So it's
Yeah.
following trends and like.
The thing is, even then though, you can put in all the time and effort, and people are just stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Someone could make a game better than Destiny 2, but everyone's like, oh, but I've been playing this character for a while, and I've got loot in this one, and you know,
It's hard to move.
my mates play this, and
Or you're also it's got content. That's a big one. It's got content that I like because it's content that's there. Like you can't.
I like lore.
Yeah, I'm going to jump into this brand new game, complete it within like a couple of days, and then you want me to come back, but you don't have anything new to play.
yeah,
Halo Infinite.
Yep.
Aye. So there's not a lot of pros and cons for like acquisitions. I don't buy into this whole thing of it'll be better.
Do you think we'll get a Guitar Hero?
No, I think Guitar Hero's dead. I would. Do you know what I would love? I'd love for them just to have a make a peripheral, have a service. Like this is a game that could have a live service,
there was a live
Guitar Hero
service,
Live,
Guitar Hero.
but I think that people didn't like the change in the peripheral. They like the colour buttons.
Yeah.
There was that issue, but there was also basically the way that you had to play the game. If you were just playing it on its kind of base level, it was like a music video channel,
Yeah.
and you would have to play what was playing at the time and stuff like that.
What's
Like
the
it,
fucking point in that?
yeah, it was a strange.
You just had to buy passes so you could play what songs you wanted to play.
Yeah,
It's also the rights to all these songs. So like, if they just re-released the Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the like the individual ones as like a one live service, which could work. But then I'm sure that'd be expensive because then they go back to Metallica and Green Day and all these other bands, and here's the money.
but I don't.
It's a dying thing as well. Like,
Yeah, that was a big trend for a while. You know, the like, Rock Band and Guitar Hero. I don't know if that ship has sailed. If you know,
In VR, there we go.
yeah, the VR space is probably where that's going to be a thing because you can actually feel more. It's more fucking.
like, on the stage and that. Yeah.
I'm not imagining you in VR and getting booed. Yeah, I know that.
I booed you live.
You booed me live several
You
times.
could have played good. You could have played bad. You could have had the best gig of your life.
I couldn't even be playing. I'll be right beside him. He just booed me. Just pointing and
Boo
booed.
Dom. Boo. I like it nasty is boo Dom, and he's like, thanks.
Thanks, you.
I
Thanks.
still bought a fucking ticket every time though.
No, he didn't.
Well, that brings us on to our Scottish word of the week. Would you ever say, Hugh, that any of Dom's gigs were ever hoaching?
No,
No. So,
literally no.
so why were they not hoaching?
To be hoaching, you need to have a level of riz, which I'm pretty sure.
Do you know what hoaching means?
Smelly. Like that's what.
That's one way, but like I think more
The
commonly
way
it's,
I'm looking at it is that it's hoaching of women.
well, yeah. Aye, so it was never hoaching in the room, was it? Like it was never full. It was never like you would never say, "Oh, it's hoaching in here" if it was busy.
Right.
You know?
Oh, right. No, I was thinking of the only way I've ever heard hoaching being used.
I've heard it's been smelly. It's hoaching.
I think it is that as well. Yeah. So
No,
so
Well, no, I've heard. It's not. But I have heard the other way. It's
Yeah.
hoaching here with the amount of people.
Yeah.
Like they are.
very busy.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of Dom's gigs was hoaching.
Yeah.
But that was because they didn't know that he was playing. Sorry, Dom. Actually, I quite like going to Dom's gigs.
Yeah.
Never
So-
feel good about myself.
Hoaching, they say, is to swarm, to be infested, to seethe, or to be overrun with. And it actually goes like, there's examples of it all the way back in 1779. So,
1779?
1779, yeah.
Fucking hell.
People were alive back then.
I know, Hamish was like 14 or something.
That was in Dougal Graham's collected writings of 1779.
Cool, Graham, I know that guy.
Yeah. Our Sannick's head is a hoaching, and our John's is little better. And it's, full.
That's a
Yeah.
good fact.
There's a wee bit of history for you, a wee bit of
you go.
Scottish history.
It's like Dom's stream. Hoaching. Full of people. Slagging him.
Just not you.
Just not you, because you've not been there, because you've been getting slagged on stream, I'm going to be honest.
That's why I'm not there.
She's like, I'm not taking my proverbial beating, Dom can get the slagging, and I'll come in and go, ha, and then run away.
I'm not turning up to your stream to get raging. wait, guys. You're slagging me?
Hold on.
Dom can't play Horizon.
Well, Dom doesn't play Horizon, so it's okay now.
While you were playing Horizon, you weren't playing Horizon.
Oh, I think that's been the last free podcast that anytime that's been brought up, he's like, you played it badly, Dom.
Are you good at it yet?
Did I complete it? Yes. Twice? Yes.
These are both just broken records, right?
We are.
Titanfall 2!
So before we hit any more cliches, we're going to wrap that up there, unless you have any last thoughts, anyone?
No.
None of you even have first thoughts, do you?
So, yeah, I take offence to that.
Sprung that one as
well. I can say what I'm looking forward to doing for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to finish off Resident Evil 4 remake. Watch Resident Evil 4. And then I don't know if I'm going to start Tears of the Kingdom on stream. I don't know if I'll maybe give like a couple of weeks so everyone can get that all out before maybe starting that. Make sure people don't get spoiled with it.
Sorry, man, no one watches anyway.
Nobody watches anyway. Either that, maybe do some Fall Guys, because they've got a wee creative mode. Maybe have everyone jump onto that and we can have like a wee patch.
A creative mode, as in you can make your own levels and stuff? Oh, no, that's cool.
They've got like a new mode as well that I heard, see like the fake doors, like you have to run through. They've got ones that are on floating platforms and they're like long, so you have to jump into it, and if you don't, you fall right off, so it makes it more hazardous. I'm like, right, this sounds awesome.
I think that was fun, that game. We played that on stream once, I think.
We did, yeah.
Once or twice, maybe.
Yeah, and like we sucked.
But it's a very simple, just pick up and play game. You know,
bean guys.
even if you're losing, you can have a laugh with.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Maybe we'll discuss. Maybe try to do something. I think that would be great. Yes, sure.
There's a PlayStation showcase this week, and there's a couple of rumours flying about.
Spider-Man 2 release date.
We know Spider-Man 2 is coming. It's probably going to be between September and November. It's going to be the late year.
It's generally about that time, isn't
and I
it?
think they'll announce maybe when more Wolverine as well.
Hopefully you see a bit more of that.
There's a rumour that Metal Gear Solid 3 is getting a remake.
I have heard that PlayStation, Sony and Konami have been talking about IPs getting taken over, so it could be a proper remake and excuse me, a proper remake, and Metal Gear Solid 4 finally coming away from the PlayStation 3.
It's stuck on a PS3. I've been dying to play Metal Gear Solid 4 because I'd hate the PlayStation 3 controller, right? I think it's the worst controller ever made.
Yeah, it's not the best.
It's too small.
It's too light.
It feels shitty. And also, you can't get them anywhere because they all broke. But anyway, why don't they make Metal Gear Solid 1 remake?
Because they've already done it. The best one ever called Twin Snakes. That you still have.
I know they, but Dom, why don't they remake the Metal Gear Solid trilogy? What's a 4?
Quadrilogy?
I was going to say quadrilogy, but in my head...
Quad.
That's
4.
5!
Yeah.
I mean, what's up?
Quintilogy?
Quintilogy.
Remake the first 3, remaster the 4th one, and release it as a bundle. Straight cash, bro.
Yeah.
Especially, see the first one, right? No one really wants to go back to the PlayStation to play that.
Yeah.
There's ways of playing the second and the third one in ways that are manageable.
Yeah.
First one's unmanageable because it's very.
It's just
retro
too
now.
far gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
The PlayStation's at that point where you're like, if you weren't there, it's difficult to go back.
Yeah.
So I thought that's just printing cash.
Yeah.
If you get someone to remake that first game, you've got another fucking God of War level thing on your hands there.
Do you think God of War is going to have any DLC of this as well? Because DLC didn't happen in the first God of War, did it?
I don't think it will, no.
No, I don't think it will. I think this is the end of this.
It's the end of the Norse saga, so
okay.
I don't think it's going to be.
Is there anything that you're hoping for being the PlayStation?
Well, Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Right, and I really want them to take Sly Cooper. Maybe do something with Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter.
What about another Ratchet and Clank?
No, like they're releasing that on PS Plus. So I actually will play that without having to pay for it. 'Cause it's still quite expensive.
And you can't use the word on Twitch still.
What?
Ratchet.
Seriously, eh?
I remember you.
Yeah,
who was trying to use it?
It was you, was it not? Were you not streaming it?
And it kept coming up saying you couldn't stream it because you were using Ratchet because it's used as like
Yeah.
a derogatory
Like
term.
Ratchet and Clanky or something.
That's
Yeah, well, I remember people getting kicked off of Twitch because of it. It's like, well, I can't believe them like using a lot of people from UK were like, "What is that?" And it's like, "Oh, it's an American slang term." We're like, "Oh,
Final Fantasy 9 remake was leaked.
FF9 remake."
Yeah, so 7 remake is a AAA massive game, but
Yeah.
I think 9 remake will be almost like a budget, but like a more stylized remake.
Okay, I love 9. 9's one of my favourite ones.
Tactics as well. Supposedly it was Nvidia had a leak,
Uh-huh.
and people were like, "Oh, this doesn't sound real," and then like things have been like happening in that
Like, oh
timeline.
shit. Yeah.
So,
Well, if it,
16's also going to be more. I don't want to watch it because it will spoil it. But like,
well, if they're doing 9, then that would be great because they did the 8 remake, or the 8 HD version of Final Fantasy, and like 9 had, I think, one of the better stories, but a lot of people didn't like the style because they were expecting it to be like Final Fantasy 7 and 8.
yeah,
And it was more like, it was
There's
job
that
based. It was
throwback.
very much like, no, this is what it was originally. Everyone has their class and they only have the certain moves that they can do. But it was a good story. I remember really liking Final Fantasy 9. And it was one of the games that I can remember getting in school when somebody had one of those discs. It's like, here, mate, you want Final Fantasy? And I was like, yeah. And then the boy was...
What? Like drugs.
Yeah, like copy disc, like when you got your Papa Roach and Linkin Park. You're like, here's the new album. So copy disc. And I can remember Final Fantasy 9, I got to disc free, and I was waiting for disc 4, and the boy who had it, he was like, there might be a problem, mate. I was like, what? He's like, I don't think I've got the right version for it. You've been playing on the US version.
Oh, and there's no fucking.
There was no 4th disc that he had, so he couldn't find it for the longest time, so I got to... Yeah, so level, I got all the way to the near the end and I couldn't play it. And it made sense because there was a lot of things that they fixed in the UK version that I didn't know, like limit system and stuff like that, and it was all changed. Like, I was playing it on basically hard mode as well because it's like the only time that bar went up is when you got hit. I got hit a lot. So.
Mate, I used to like get in so many like arguments with Final Fantasy 9 because people were like, "Oh, Zidane." I'm like, "You guys never watch football? The guy's name's Zidane."
Zinedine Zidane. Zidane. Get down, Zidane.
Of all the things to get annoyed about.
But Vivi, man, he was a boss.
Yeah, like that was big. You can now play every mainline Final Fantasy game on a single console now, which is
insane.
It should be a normal thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, gaming is what it is.
But Hamish, what about yourself, man?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that showcase anyway.
Yeah.
I probably won't have much time for stuff like that. This weekend it's my cousin's 30th, so going through to Dundee for that.
Is this going to be in the hotel that you'll have the penthouse again?
I don't actually. No, I don't know. I don't know where it's booked. I think they've all arranged it, kind of thing. And then the week after that, me, Hugh, and his girlfriend are going to Leeds for Slam Dunk. So,
don't you mean fiance?
Fiance? Oh fuck yeah, I've done it.
I'm driving now because there's a train strike, so
bastards.
I get to deal with Hamish drinking in the car all the way down.
How about Sinead? Will she be drinking?
Probably.
Yeah, go on, Sinead. I give you permission to get so drunk.
Get
Under the sea, Sinead. I want to hear under
throw
the
all the
sea.
empty bottles and cans at him.
I don't think it takes about 3.5 hours to drive there.
Where's Slam Dunk? Leeds, you said?
Leeds, yeah.
So we're going to go to a cool restaurant that me and Sinead go to every time we go, and we're going to get fucking hammered on. It's a Mexican restaurant, so we get hammered on fucking
mojitos
and margaritas,
tequila.
I think I've sent you a few things, didn't I?
Yeah.
Hamish is like had tick in the days.
Festivals are so fucking fun. Man.
They're looking at the list of bands like, oh, we need to make sure we see them. We need to make sure we see them. And I'm like, I need to make sure I drink this cocktail and I drink this cocktail.
Oh, they close here. I've got to see the closing act here.
Amazon. I got an Amazon delivery the other day, and like I was like, what the fuck is this? And it like came through, and it was refilled bags. You know, like it looks like Capri Sun bags.
Yeah,
that's
for sneaking in. Yeah.
I was like, well, you know,
the lengths you have to go to.
See, this is why you're marrying her, for like life goals like this and life hacks.
She's like, right, let's sneak all this drink, and I'm like, I love you.
Can I propose again?
I spent hundreds of pounds on alcohol. I'm not even exaggerating. I think we maybe spent £700 on
just because of the prices and
and me and him we don't know when to say no to ourselves.
No, I've seen like Jason continue to drink when he can't stand. I'm fine. You know, like,
just
Jason, just drink it. Like when we did like a Ring of Fire once, he was like, Angie with the bottle. He's like, there we go. That's not strong enough. And she's like, that's pure gasoline, Jason. He's like, ooh.
Ridiculous boy.
He hits a wall though, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, see when it hits that wall, he's like.
And this is the new father.
Congratulations, Jason.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that will make for some interesting podcasts.
Some stories, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to wait until they come out. So everyone, that's a goodbye from Hugh.
Goodbye, everyone.
That's a goodbye from Dom.
Goodbye, everyone.
Nice wee smooth, silky goodbye from Dom.
Unlike the rest of us.
Yeah. Or his face, yeah.
No, it's just sticky. It's not silky.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a goodbye from me, Hamish. Bye, everyone. Get you next time.
Well, that's the first time Hugh's not went until he talk over you.
He was doing that for 2 hours.
Oh, hey!
It's true.